message that he can chat.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning, Bob.
7 o'clock on a button, and we're on the air.
All
good
right.
morning, Bob. We started with
Boy, you guys are eager.
we started without you.
Yeah, I'm just starting this thing. Joanna, boy, has she had I was only thinking about it. She has had a heck of a year.
I
Started
know.
out, 2 restaurants closed. We moved to Doubletree, and then we shut down the country.
Ah,
Whoa.
true.
And we got Lou over there trying to hide.
Good
Matthew,
morning, Lou.
And
Matt's probably in bed. That's why he doesn't have the video on.
I thought
That's
this was
not
a
true.
pajama party.
Yeah, well, Ruth had suggested a pajama party this morning, so there may be a few people on their PJs.
Hello. I thought that was the
Hey,
instruction.
all right. Yeah, you got a bathrobe on. See, I got my,
You start talking, people see.
this is my PJ top.
Oh, okay.
I got my red shirt and the
Angels,
number
all
27.
right.
And I got my badge on, see?
Oh, my bag.
Linked
Oh,
on
you
this
can
invitation.
Okay,
Yeah, see,
And
Ken,
then it downloaded
okay,
this app
but I got that.
and I
But how
found
does-
this.
Ken.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
I guess we're waiting for
So
everybody
if I
else.
put my.
Well, we got.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hey, how you doing? We got somebody else came on 7. Who is that?
Eric.
It's Eric.
Eric. All right. How you doing, bud? We need the president here.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know, maybe she's still in her PJs and in bed. I should text her. Hey, are you awake?
Well, I was communicating with her a lot last night and telephone calls and texts, and I think she's ready. So anyway, I just said we'd open up the Zoom room at 7 o'clock, and just so we're just wandering in the room right now in a Doubletree and commiserating with everybody, and she's going to have to ring the bell. I don't know what kind of bell she had. I should have get over to Doubletree and got the bell. Think about
I
that.
think you're good to go, Bob.
Is the sergeant at arms available?
Yes, sir.
All
morning.
righty.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have Isabel from the Rotary South Bay. Good morning, Isabel.
Hi, Isabel.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, but yeah.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, we can do fining, but I'm not sure how we're going to collect yet. So
By mail.
We'll let Rosie pay.
I know I'm going to be fine today.
Well, I've got plenty of questions, so don't be afraid.
All right, I'm ready.
Boy, I'm proud of you, Ken. You had some technical difficulties and you overcame them.
Well, I told Matthew, we were on the phone for probably close to an hour.
It was only about 40 minutes.
Oh.
It was only about 40 minutes. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but Matt gets overtime then. Okay.
Yep, he's fine free. for at least the rest of this term and maybe John's term.
Oh, that's so kind.
You're welcome.
Well, we got 10 now. We're moving
we
along here.
We invited Carmenza from the Colombo Americano Rotary Club as well. Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Buenos
And that's it. Don't ask me to say anything more in Spanish. Except dos cervezas frías.
Por favor.
Oh, wow.
No corona, por favor.
I invited a couple of alum. Remember Beth? Remember Beth? She's up north. I invited her. I don't know whether she'll come on. I caught up with Carol Feely.
All right.
Oh, look who's here. Sweet Lou.
I've been here for a while. I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I said Lou's over there in the corner hiding.
Yeah, I tried to.
Where are you?
Good morning, Lou.
Good morning. I'm hiding away in my office. You see, I'm self-isolating in my office.
Ready to go, man.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see. What do we got here? 10 folks. And we don't have the prez yet.
I hope they don't think it's 7:15.
That's a fine. I'm
Oh,
Good
Hey.
morning, Lawrence.
All right, Lawrence.
on time. Wow.
All right.
right.
Oh.
See, Rosie, if we have more meetings at your house, look how well you do.
You know, if you guys are in the computer, on the top right corner, there is like a waffle. If you click there, you can see all the faces of the people who is here.
Hey, oh my
wow,
God,
wow.
look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, you can, up in the right-hand corner, you can click gallery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you see everybody. And then if you
Also, if you don't want anybody to see you, you can black your screen like I have it. So you can get up and do a lot of things and still be in the conference, but nobody knows what is happening in your house.
I like to see faces, you know. I'm like,
if you have full screen, then whoever's talking will come up.
Correct. Or we highlight. It will be highlighted.
Yeah, speaker view, and it picks up the sound of the person talking, and then the screen will come on. So if you pick up speaker view, all right.
when is
Yes, Joanna.
Hey, Mr. Bob, I've been trying to dial in for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and the line is ringing busy.
Yeah, I'm afraid that that's been happening a lot because Zoom gets overwhelmed by the telephone.
I know, that's why we're trying to go through the internet. So if you send that link, then I can go through the link through my phone.
You can use exactly the same link.
I don't know why I'm
well, you can go to while you're on the phone, while you're on your phone, go back to your emails that we sent out, and then just click on the link, and it'll come up on your phone.
It doesn't mind. I don't get email on my phone.
Okay, well, we got to get the president back into the 20th century.
Do you want me to text it to her, Bob? Bob, do you want me to text it to her?
What?
Do you want me to text her the link?
Oh,
Yeah, text her the link.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Matt's going to text you the link, and then.
And will you tell Matt to go ahead and text that to Ken too as well?
Ken is on.
He is. Oh, perfect.
We're just waiting for the president.
I know. I'm getting there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matt's going to.
I sent it to her. I sent it to her.
He just sent it to you. All right, she's gone.
Good morning, Jean.
We're doing okay.
Good morning, Margie.
Good morning, Ken.
How are you?
Lawrence, good morning.
Hey, Margie.
I thought it was going to be a pajama party.
Well, we got a few. I don't know. We don't have.
Margie would think that. Yep.
See, that was.
There's Joanna.
Hey, everyone's
Hey,
there.
Joanna, good morning from Miss
Hey, there she is.
Yay.
Thank you, Matt. I had my
No
hands
problem.
full here.
Joanna, you got 6 minutes. You're good. You're in and ready to go.
Yay. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
How do I get everybody on this screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
We just had a tutorial.
waffle. Carmen says
In honor of Kenny Rogers.
And he began to speak. He said, son, I made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the card by the way their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see right away
I'm back.
She's back. Good morning.
Jean, good
Back
morning.
with audio. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Good morning, Jean.
Hey, how's it going? What are your
Great, how are you doing?
Say?
I got plenty of questions.
What does your sweatshirt say, Ken?
It's a Sam's Club special. It's, you
Well,
know,
we
it's
got-
it,
Are you?
no,
We got
it's,
13 on.
it's a California brand.
Oh, okay. I see a
And it
palm tree.
comes-
That's what.
Yep, and it comes with a Mercy cruise ship.
Why are you planning on breaking your leg?
No, I'm dressing for the season.
Oh, okay. Because the Mercy cruise ship is only going to be for people without the virus.
Right. Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
no, it's
wanna
for critical
contaminate the
care,
ship.
other patients. They're getting the critically, like if you get in a car accident, you're going to be there. They don't
Oh.
want you near a COVID person.
So it takes the place of Harbor UCLA?
Yep. But, you know, if you have a brain injury like most of us do, Harbor
Yeah.
is the place to be. It's the best place if you have a head injury to
Yeah.
go to.
Would
Yes. And it has been forever. Oh, we're getting
All right,
somebody else.
somebody mute yourself.
Oh, what's for breakfast?
Oh, okay. So I guess I might have been having a little low day yesterday, and I
Yeah.
bought cinnamon rolls,
All right.
and I smothered it with butter.
Bring enough for
Amen.
everybody?
What?
Did you bring enough for everybody?
Well,
No.
I ate a couple. Well, for right now, I could share. Come on by. I'll leave your cinnamon roll on the porch.
Hey, Ken, if you want to see everybody else, swipe your phone like to the right, like if you're doing photos, and you'll be able to see everybody.
So far, there's 4 of us. No, I'm missing Ken. How can I make it more than 4? Do you know how to do?
We have
I don't know how to
Well,
make
you
it
gotta
more than
scroll.
4.
Okay.
My cell phone's, yeah.
Hit
Just
Okay.
gallery view.
You'll see everybody.
Oh, hey, Lou's here.
Joanna,
Yes.
So is Lauren.
I swiped it to the right, and I get a thing that
Hey, we lost Ken.
So is it better on my phone?
Hi, Marianne.
Hi, Lawrence. Nice
Well,
to hear you very clearly this morning.
Hi, Yuko.
Good morning.
Marianne, hey,
I
Lauren.
don't know why
Good
my
morning.
face isn't there.
Everyone.
Yeah, I don't see your face.
Is your video off?
Where is my video?
In the camera in front of your camera.
Are you on? Are you
Yep.
using your computer, Yuko?
Yeah.
It's on the bottom left next to your mute button. It says, I think it's start video. My video's not on because I don't have a webcam. So.
Mine says stop video.
Oh, I don't know then. It's all right.
Try.
I don't use Zoom enough. I don't know all the.
Me neither.
issues with it.
I've
Oh,
only
there
been
I
using it
go.
3 times.
Marty should do that.
Let's see.
I figured out the swipe thing on my last meeting.
Yuko,
I got-
if you click start video, you will show up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You
Start
should not have
video.
the red bar on it.
Oh, I see. Okay. I think I got it. All right.
This must not have a webcam.
I see you.
Hey,
You can see
Go
the
to
floor.
who was
settings.
that there?
Good morning, Lou. I see Lou.
Connor.
Here I am. Good
Honor.
morning.
Good morning.
The full house this morning.
Morning.
Irma's on. Karen's on.
Nice connecting.
Anybody else in their PJs?
Who's Carmen?
I've got my sleep
I'm
pants
here.
on. You
I am
nice
a
and
member of
flat.
the Colombo Rotary, LA Colombo Americano.
Oh, hi, Carmen.
Hello,
Hi.
Came to
Marlene.
visit our club at one point in time.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Hey,
at!
Jimmy.
I like the
Well, you just
Golden
made
Gate
it.
Bridge in the background.
Wow.
Jimmy made it
Oh,
before the
Jim.
bell rang.
Carrie's here.
Hello.
Hey, we got 21
Carrie's in
people
the
on
house.
here.
Jimbo's in the house.
Way to go,
Diane's
Jim.
on. Woo, we're ready.
You have your birthday, Scott?
All right, we're starting the meeting.
Good morning, South Bay Sunrise Rotary Capital. Zoom meeting. It's another day in self-quarantine, and we're happy to all be together. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Okay, let's start with the flag salute. So I'm going to go ahead and turn and face the flag, and we can say the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, ready? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that kind of sounded like our birthday song.
It kind of did.
Okay, and we're also going to do our four-way test. So Ken, can you do not Ken, Bob, can you start our four-way test?
First,
Okay,
is it the truth?
And everything else.
Fair to all
concerned.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And most importantly,
will be fun.
Having fun.
Woohoo! Yay! All right, thank you, Ken. All right,
You're
and do you have an inspirational thought for us this morning?
I do, and this is, I think it's something that we need to do because it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. And my thought from the day comes from Norman Vincent Peale, who said, "Let a series of happy thoughts run through your mind. They will show on your face." So good morning, South Bay Sunrise. Have a wonderful day. Let's get this meeting going.
Yay, thank you, Ken. Thank you. Okay, and we do have one guest with us this morning. So Carmenza, can you introduce yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Carmenza Adams from the Colombo Americano Rotary Club. I wasn't prepared for this because I did this introduction before, but I'm very thankful to be here with you guys. Thank you, Rosie, for the invitation, and ready to hear and learn from you guys.
Yay, thank you. Welcome, Carmenza.
Yay, welcome.
Yay. Okay, and Rosie, you said we have another guest. Will you introduce our other guest or have them introduce themselves?
Elizabeth Solorio, the president of the Rotary South Bay, Rotoractor South Bay. So,
woo!
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to finally be at one of your meetings. Usually I'm at work right now, but I'm currently telecommuting, so I'm happy that I can join the Zoom call.
Elizabeth, where do you work?
Welcome.
I work at the Port of LA.
Thank you.
So, what was that?
Oh, I said thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what were you saying, Elizabeth?
Yeah, so basically I'm the president of the Rotary South Bay, and I currently work at the Port of Los Angeles. I graduated from Cal State Long Beach. And and I wanted to say a huge thank you for all of you for supporting us in the humanitarian trip. So we had 5 members attend the humanitarian trip, and it was just beautiful, and it was amazing to get to experience that as a group.
Connor, I think you need a shave, buddy.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One question for Elizabeth. Any Rotary moment during the humanitarian trip?
Yeah, I think the most beautiful part for me was just talking to everybody there and seeing what an impact it made. Like the different projects that we were doing there made. So one story that stood out to me the most is during the solar panel project, we basically installed solar panels to a little town where they had no electricity, and it was hard for them to come by. Like for example, water, they had huge water tanks there, and they had to have a truck come and fill their water tanks. So one of the women in that town who received a solar panel, she was saying that she only made 50 pesos a day, which is equivalent to maybe like $2 to $3. And a majority of that money would go towards candles. And I think like the rest of it went towards food. So she was saying that by having that solar panel, it would cut down half of her cost so she could buy more food and more essentials for her house. So that was absolutely beautiful just to see what a huge impact it makes on people's lives.
It's good to hear that. Thank you for sharing that, Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we are off to our brags for today. So our brag for today is actually going to be about Connor Hartwell. Connor is a South Bay loco who, after 10 years of living in different parts of the country, finally made it back home last year. Connor and his longtime girlfriend, Alexandra, finally got married last year and have recently added a puppy, Roger, to their family, who is making the social distancing much easier. Connor graduated with honors from UCSB, earned his certified public accountant license, and then completed postgraduate work at Yale to earn his certified investment management analyst license. After spending the last 6 years in New York with BNY Mellon, Connor joined the family business Hartwell Financial last April. So kudos to Connor, and thank you for joining our club, Connor. I know you're going to be a big part of our club next year because I think John's going to try to get you on board. So Connor, thank you.
I'm very excited to be here.
Hey, Connor.
Hey,
Good morning, Connor.
Connor.
Okay, and we also have another brag. So our other brag is Marianne Kelchner. Would you like to share your brag?
Yes, I have a huge brag this morning. Can you see my smile that kind of goes from one ear to another ear? I have really great news. My daughter, Christina, got engaged on Saturday. And she's marrying a wonderful man.
Congratulations.
Yay. Yay, congratulations.
Yay.
Okay, that's going to cost you.
It's going to cost me. Next time I'm close enough to the treasurer to toss in a 20.
All right, thank you for sharing that, Marianne. Okay, and we also have, does anybody else have any other brags? Nope, okay. All right, fines, Mr. Ken. Or
Good
I guess
morning.
Bob needs to let us know who came in late.
Hi, Nalu.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Did you see who signed on after 7:15?
Oh, yeah, Larry came in very late. He didn't even have a cup of coffee yet.
Really?
Wait a second. I came in at 7:16. That can't be too late. That's early for me.
No.
I heard the
Yes.
water glass chime.
Did you say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Larry, good morning.
Okay. Good morning.
All right, my question for you is this. What do Leo Tolstoy, Mary Shelley, Gandhi, and Franz Kafka have in common? Again, what do Leo Tolstoy, Mary Shelley, Gandhi, and Franz Kafka have in common?
Let me get my cell phone. I'll help you.
They got to be award-winning writers. Pulitzer Prize.
Oh, that's interesting because that's not the answer. The answer is they're all vegetarians.
Oh.
Okay, I owe you a box.
More bacon for the masses.
Yeah.
Madam President?
Yes.
Now that we have the pleasure of Lawrence being here early because he sneaks in after the fine question, let's give him a fine question, Madam President.
That sounds good.
Let me get my cell phone first.
Yeah, get your cell phone. What are the only two planets in our solar system that do not have moons? Again, what are the only two planets in our solar system that do not have moons?
Pluto and something else.
Saturn.
Nope. You ready? Two of the best known planets, Venus and Mercury. By contrast, Jupiter and Saturn have dozens of moons.
And Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Oh, yeah.
No,
a moon.
Pluto's at Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Bye, Jim.
Anybody? Oh, let's see, Bob.
Yes, sir.
For your browbeating me, I have to ask you this question. What archaeological discovery popularized eyeliner makeup in the 1920s?
The discovery of Tutankhamun in Egypt.
You know, I guess you can see my answer because it is the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in Egypt. Very good.
Hey, what do you say, huh?
Good done, Bob.
Yoo-hoo.
Good job. Any more finds out there?
Yeah, I do. How many people have their pins on?
Oops.
Very good idea, Lauren. I got my
It's on my
I
road.
got my Rotary shirt on.
Right, that's something.
Wait, you guys, I have my pin on. Can you see mine?
Yeah. All right. Great idea.
That's gonna be my pajamas for the next 3 weeks, and that's gonna be my my going out clothes, and this is my digs for the next 3 weeks.
Oh no.
Oh, it's your. I like your score.
Somebody's got to keep track of those.
Actually, Madam President, I do have a brag. I just remembered. Very important. And my son, Preston, my oldest, just officially became a Dr. Preston Young.
Wow. Nice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Lawrence.
He's
What type of medicine are you
he's
practicing?
working as a pharmacist in Mill Valley and Northern California.
Great.
Well,
Good
congratulations
for him.
on
That's a huge brag.
Yeah.
Well done, Larry.
So,
Congratulations.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Are you ready?
You just asked me a question.
You're getting another question for another matter.
No video.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
what is the world's smallest mammal?
A shrew. I know it's a shrew.
Oh,
do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't know the right animal because according to Uncle John's Bathroom Reader 2019, the bumblebee bat is considered the smallest based on its skull size and height.
What? A bat?
A bumblebee bat.
Wow.
I knew that.
Pay yourself.
All right.
Okay, Madam President, take it over.
Okay. All right. So we also have a birthday. It is Irma's birthday. So let's all sing happy birthday to Miss Irma.
Where is Irma? Is
Her
she
birthday
on?
was yesterday, March 24th. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Oh, boy.
That was better than
That's
usual.
so melodious.
All right, we love you, Irma, even though we can't see you.
Yeah, you're one of the bubble
Happy birthday, Irma.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
I
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Irma. And we also have an anniversary, Bob and Mary Ann's.
Yay, 2 summers in one day.
Yay. So tell us, how many years, Bob and Mary Ann?
28.
Wow.
Nice.
Whoa.
Woohoo.
Well done,
Mary
guys.
Ann told me that
Oh,
those were
I
4
think
of the
it-
best years of her life.
Yeah, right. And that was at the beginning.
So can I ask a question to Bob?
Yeah.
What is the
Sure.
secret? Tell us the secret to me as a woman. What should I do with my husband to spend 30 years with him? 3 things. Give me 3 tips.
Boy, no matter what I say, I'm going to be in trouble.
That's right.
That's the first thing.
But yeah, happy anniversary and 30 years. Congratulations. That's all I got to say.
I have a good story I can tell you guys later on when we get back together, which will answer that question really perfectly. But it's kind of a long story. I won't bore you this morning with it.
Well, you know what? You can, if you want to share it with us, because this meeting's actually going to go faster than it normally does. So go ahead and share it with us.
All right. If you insist, you talk about how to have a long marriage. Here's the thing. This was back in England now, a small country town. And this reporter heard of this couple. They've been married for over 50 years and never had an argument. And she thought, or her editor thought, it would be really good for the community if they were to write a story about this. And so he sent this reporter, a young lady, to people's house, and she knocked on the door. The husband came out, and she said, "You know, I'm here. I think it's a really interesting story you guys have. I want to know how you guys actually are married for over 50 years and not an argument, no fuss, no nothing." And he said, "Come in," and the wife popped in and said, "Look, I'll explain to you what happened." He said, "When we got married, we went to America for a honeymoon. In fact, we went to Grand Canyon. And what we did, we rented 2 ponies, and we're kind of riding down towards the bottom. And she said the pony that her husband was riding on, after about a mile down, the pony slipped and fell. And the husband got up, brushed himself off, got back on. But before he got back on, he looked at the pony and he said, 'That's one.' He went back on the pony, and another couple of miles, three miles down, the pony slipped again and fell. The husband fell off, kind of bruised himself a little bit, got up, he looked the pony in the eye, and he said, 'That's 2. And went back on the pony, and several miles further down, and the pony again slipped and fell. The husband got up, and he just looked at the pony, pulled out his gun and shot the pony. Jeez. Killed the pony. And the wife said, "Oh my God, how could you do that? What is going on?" And he said, "That's one." Never had an argument together. So there is it.
Thank you for that inspirational thought.
Oh, yeah. Guys want to have a long marriage?
Joanna.
Yes, Mr. Ken.
You know, since Lou has regaled us with information about his soccer prowessness, I think I have a question very appropriate for Lou. So Lou, I'd like you to tell us what country won the Soccer World Cup in 1930, the first year it was held?
That would be Uruguay.
Well, let's see. It sounds good. Let me turn the page here. It was Uruguay. And where was the tournament held, Lou?
Oh, I'm going to hazard a guess. It could have been in Brazil. I'm not sure.
No, the tournament was held in Uruguay's capital of Montevideo.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Lou.
Forgot to ask what color were their jerseys.
That would be blue.
Back to you, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
Okay, next on the agenda, we talked about Ruth's vision board. So Ruth, were you able to get a lot of stuff out of your vision board, and so that we've got something set for next year, for this upcoming year? Is Ruth there?
I don't think Ruth's here.
Oh, okay. All right, then we'll go back to Ruth. Okay. So now this was, so one thing, you know, you saw what I was wearing, my little inmate thing, And because we are in prison right now, or lockdown as they call it, back in the day, what they used to do is they used to trade these things, right? Now, what are we trading?
Huh?
We're trading this instead.
Toilet paper.
That's worth a lot of money. So that's what they're trading in prison these days. Okay. So anyways,
Hey, Joanna.
Yes.
Rosie wants to say something.
Sure. Go ahead, Rosie.
Yeah, you forgot to find me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Rosie needs a fine. Rosie texted me yesterday morning and said, "Where is everybody?" She thought yesterday was Wednesday.
Okay, Rosie, remember, you asked for this. You ready, Rosie?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What kind of gas are NASCAR tires filled with? And the hint is, it isn't oxygen.
Yeah, they'd be exploding.
Nitrogen.
She got it.
And
Nice.
your final answer is nitrogen?
That's fine. My final answer.
Your final answer is correct. Congratulations.
Joanna,
Rosie. Uh-huh.
can I ask a question to Ken?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, Ken.
Yes.
Where were the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights started during the World War II?
I'm just going to go with history and say Philadelphia.
You're right.
Fort Knox.
I got it.
That's it. Every time that someone answers a question correct, I'm going to ask you a question if you guys allow me.
We sure do. So now I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What is the name of Ireland's oldest pub?
Hold on.
No.
Fermenza, are you trying to Google that?
No. My husband is Irish. I should know this.
Oh.
I pass on that. What is it?
Sean's Bar.
That would not be what I would expected it to be called.
I knew it.
How old is it?
It dates back to 900 BCE and is believed to be the oldest pub in the world.
Wow.
Okay, I'm out of questions.
3 more.
Okay. I'm going to do just a quick message to you guys, and then we'll go into all the different announcements. So, as you know, we are all on unprecedented territory. Change has been thrust upon us without any warning. We are all being pushed out of our comfort zones, which is scary and unsettling for most of us. I don't know what the future holds, but what I do know is that people are extremely resilient. We don't realize it until we have been put to the test. 9/11 changed us all. We grumbled about all the extra airline security measures, having to remove our shoes, only having to bring small bottles of liquid, but we adapted. We've had massive wildfires that uprooted some of us. We changed and we adapted. What I also know is that we always come out stronger on the other end. And in doing so, we are able to thrive and reinvent ourselves. As an individual, we cannot push a boulder up a hill by ourselves. However, as a team, it is possible. Disaster brings out the worst in us and the best in us. As a Rotarian, I strongly believe that it will bring out the best in us. We are in this club to serve and help others. That's what Rotarians do. What I would like to see in our meetings in the next few weeks is us sharing with each other. In doing so, we can help each other through this crisis and still stay connected. We are fortunate enough to have a club that has a huge spectrum. We have the youth to help us with technology, and we have the elders to help guide us through tough times as they've already seen other major events. So for an example of helping each other, Jim Beardsley has already sent information to me for me to disseminate to our club for any of those that need to file for unemployment. So we'll get that out to the rest of the club today. Rosie already has a list of Rotaractors that can help with grocery shopping for those that can't get out. So let's help each other out and let's get through this together. So next week, if you have something that to share or a tip that you want to share, if you can email that to me, and then I'll just make sure I get that on the agenda for next week. So, okay, and next on the agenda is Rosie, Rotaractors and the status on the foreign exchange students. Can you give us a quick update on that?
Yes, on the Rotaractor foreign exchange student, they talked to all the parents to see what the parents wanted to do. And since we have Maria with us, the parents decided that it's better for her to go to Brazil. So Maria left yesterday and she should be in Brazil now. She has a mild asthma, so the parents decided that it's better for her to go back and be with them. She left this one for us. So I will bring it to the next time for you. So Maria is safe now on Brittany, that is still in Brazil. They are talking to her and her parents and see if she's going to finish the school year or she's coming back sooner than later. And so that's where the update. On the interactors, I haven't met with them, so I'm gonna see if I can start the Zoom meeting with them. So that's something that is on the work. And then in terms of the Rotaractors helping, maybe Elizabeth can give us a little bit of information. I don't know if she's still there or she left because she has to go back to work. Elizabeth, are you there? Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still here. So we have 4 total members that signed up to help anybody who needs assistance with getting groceries. I'm gonna start a spreadsheet to have like a schedule where one of us could go out once a week. If you just email us at rotaractsouthbay@gmail.com, then we can go out and help anybody who needs it.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, and then Rotary date of service, I'll have to find out whether or not they're still doing, I would imagine they're still doing the LA Food Bank, but we'll have to find out. And then
No, they're not doing it.
they're not doing it? Okay,
They canceled.
okay, okay, thank you, Karen. Okay, and then the other thing I want to do is I also want to share tips on things that, you know, we either that can help us or things to be careful for. So for today, one of my tips is, you know, I know there's been like a run on paper towels and toilet paper. So paper towels, if you haven't thought about it, if you're trying to just minimize it, just if you have an old washcloth and you have rubbing alcohol, just pour some little bit of rubbing alcohol on the washcloth and just wipe down your counter that way. So that way, if you are trying to conserve your paper towels, that's a good way to do it. So just find an old washcloth just to wipe down your counters. And if anybody else has a tip, share that too as well. So, okay, and then caution, I think I sent an email about scams. So be really, really careful for scams coming through on your phone and also your email. They're sending text messages saying, hey, if you want to know more about the coronavirus, click on this link. Don't click on those links because it actually can put what's called malware onto your computer, onto your phone, which will actually cause damage. So, okay, and then the next on the agenda is Karen wants to talk about, we got together, or not together, but we did an earlier Zoom call and we were talking about either doing a casino night or a bike-a-thon further down the line. So Karen, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so anyway, it was Connor who, I think it was Connor who brought it up to me. I can't remember, but the casino night, we could do something maybe in August or September. Now that you know, we need some kind of fundraising, and so
it's up to the club if they want to do something like that. And I've put together a few casino nights. We could pull together a committee and decide what we want to do, if that's something that might be interesting to the club. And then I think it was Ruth who was talking about something in October, doing something, a bike-a-thon or walk-a-thon, and maybe she can talk about that a little bit.
Okay, and is Ruth there?
I don't think she's here.
Okay, okay.
So,
okay.
But that would be, yeah, that would be out a little bit farther, but might be a little bit more difficult to pull together. So anyway, I wanted to just put that out there to the club if they wanted to pursue something like that for a little fundraiser this year. And by the way, I know that Rosie and Joanna have also done like a mini casino night. And so we all have some experience pulling that together. And I do have things that we got for the auction that we can do an auction. The other thing, if we do a casino night, we could do both a silent auction and a live auction. So that's what we're looking at if you want to do it.
That sounds good, Karen. I think we'll all be ready to be out and about and doing stuff at some point in time. So,
Joanna,
okay.
can you tell people that beer and wine has been canceled for the guests?
Oh, okay. All right. So for those of you, we talked about it on another Zoom meeting, but for those of you that don't know, our Beer and Wine Festival has been canceled for this year. So if you know anybody that was planning on going, if you could just let them know. So again, it has been postponed, and we have it on the calendar for 2021. So, okay. And then,
Joanna.
Yes.
I wanted to weigh in that I'm hopeful if we have a beer and wine, a casino night, I think it would be awesome to have it at my new facility. It's not as big, it might be suboptimal because it's only a few thousand square feet. It won't be like having it at the Toyota Museum. But I'm open to it. And I met with Eric Smith a few weeks ago on such things. So maybe he would have an opinion about that as well. Anyway, I just want to throw it out there.
Thank you, Margie. And actually, I think that'll work out well because the first event generally is smaller anyway. So I think that will probably work out perfectly. So thank you. Thank you for offering that. And since I've got you on the screen as well, I wanted to check in with you with PV seniors. Is there anything that our club can help with PV seniors at this point?
Thank you very much. I think our seniors are staying home, and I made note of the Rotaract offer, and we are assessing the resources in the community as well and assessing the needs.
Okay.
Thank you for checking.
You're welcome. Even phone calls to the elderly, I think, is really important because they get lonely, and especially if they're used to getting together with everyone. So, I mean, we can do Zoom phone calls with them or FaceTime with them if they're willing to do that. So that way they can stay connected. So.
Even a phone call, really, a phone call. Call somebody. Everybody should call 5 people every day, no matter what.
Yes, agree. Okay, and what I'd like to do is since we don't have a guest speaker, we're going to end a little early, but what I'd like to do is just end each note on a silver lining. So if somebody just has a silver lining they want to share, that they've seen or that has come up through this whole thing. Actually, I do want to share another one. Hold on a second. I have to get back onto my computer. When I talked about the fires earlier, I talked to a friend of mine sent me a text message, and they kind of shared this with me, when I talked about us adapting and changing and the silver linings. So here's one of the silver linings that they shared with me. It says, so up in the fires up in Ojai, after that happened, my friend texted me and said, Housing permits were not issued for new dwellings in inaccessible canyons. Water usage was reduced by 35% in the valley. Communities became closer. 15 years of brush was removed. Procedures for medical and animal evacuations were put in place. The trades, plumbers, electricians all did better. Our business struggled, but new old paths became visible in the burnt embers. So what that meant is these people that I know that live up in Ojai actually do hikes and bike trips, you know, for people. And so after the fires, all of a sudden, all these new trails actually showed up. So anyway, so that's a silver lining that can come through. And the silver lining from this one, I would probably say, is that there's no traffic on the road.
Atlanta. I also have a silver lining presentation about California, and it's on the Speakers Bureau. It's all about the economy today, and I talk about the world economy. So if you want me to talk about that next time, I can.
Okay, that would be great. I will put you on the agenda, and this is Yuko, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea if we can plan a speaker every week. Other clubs have been doing that. Karen and I were on an AG Zoom with Melody, and some of the other clubs were talking about it. And they're trying to do like we do, is keep their club consistent and keep the routine consistent. And if we can find somebody that's willing to come on, like we are here, and be a speaker for us, that might be a good idea.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Yuko, do you want to see if you can reach out to the people that were going to speak in our club and see if they would be willing to do a Zoom meeting instead?
Yeah, I can. I didn't have a lot scheduled. I have like 2 for April. So I will ask and see if they want to come on as a Zoom meeting.
I have one person that I can give to you.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Yuka. Thank you, Rosie and Bob.
I want to share Maria just arrived in Brazil, and she sent me this picture with her dad. Okay.
Rosie, can you speak again so that we can see it?
Maria is now in Brazil, and this is a picture that the father just sent me.
Okay, hold on. Let me find Rosie in my list.
Yeah, I think Rosie just has to
All right.
for us to see her.
Hi, Maria.
All right.
Hi, Maria.
Okay, now we can see her.
All right.
Yeah, keep speaking while you're showing that.
So she is in Brazil right now, safe. And she is very grateful that we were able to help her. Too bad that she has to leave early, but it's better for her to be safe with her family.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell her we're glad she made it home safely. All right. Does anyone else have a silver lining that they would like to share?
That was my knee.
Hey. Who was that? We're going to mute you.
What was that?
We hope it was a hinge.
Hey, this is being recorded, by the way.
Hey, Joanna, one of the things that I think with this coronavirus going on is that because there's less people on the road, there's more animals. If you look outside, there's actually more animals out.
Oh.
Yeah, the squirrels have been driving the dog nuts.
That's good to know. We'll have to all watch for that. Thank you for sharing that, Lawrence. Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
Well, I went over to Entradero Park to walk with a friend. It's by off of 190th, basically, and Anza. And it was the day after it rained and that basin was really full. There's all kinds of wildlife in there. I was really surprised. They've redone the whole area and it's nice.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go for a nice walk, it's about I think 3/4 of a mile if you walk all the way around the park. And there's this nice lake there now. It's kind of below the old Beach Cities health district, the old hospital there. It's below that.
Well, if you get 3/4 of a mile out, how do you get back?
Well, maybe you won't, Bill. No, it's just a little walking path.
Well, Bill has a scooter.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And you said that's behind Beach City's Health District?
Well, it's Entradero Park, which is one of the Torrance parks, and there's baseball fields there and some basketball courts. And I think they've dammed off. It's a vernal lake or a vernal pond. You know how there's several of those throughout Torrance. And I think they've dammed it off to hold more water in it. And there were all kinds of waterfowl and natural plantings and stuff. It was really nice.
Oh, okay.
And they have a history of the vernal ponds and the importance in the ecology.
Okay, well, we'll have to all get out. I'm sure most of us are walking anyways, which is great. And the other thing too that I've seen is a lot of families out there. Oh my God, I've never seen so many families with their kids actually connecting. So that's really nice.
I think that's the best thing about our whole problem right now is that families are actually connecting instead of sending their kids off to school and never seeing them. So.
Right.
Joanna, thank you.
Says Jean, who doesn't have kids.
I know. I'm a great auntie.
Carmenza, were you going to say something?
Yes, I just want to thank you and Rosie for inviting me to this meeting. The idea of me to attending is that I noticed that you guys are very organized. You guys have a wonderful structure with the meetings and a great sense of humor. So I'm coming here. I asked Rosie to, as much as possible, I would like to attend because I bring your ideas to my group. We're still in diapers. We're still organizing, but we are a great group too. We just need to have more solid ideas like your group, because you guys have been, I guess, longer than us. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being a part of our meeting.
Carmenza put together a huge party for Colombo Americano. Was it last month or was it in January? It was huge, and they raised money for that. Did a great job.
Thank you, Yuko.
Good job, Carmenza.
Thank you. Thank you. I gotta go now, you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Elizabeth has to go to work. I don't know if she's still there. Elizabeth, are you there? She
Go to
just
work.
sent me a text that she had to be at work telecommuting. So anyway.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share on the silver lining?
One more thing, I went to pick up my mother at the airport yesterday. So you have to go to the airport. There is no one. I can send you of the going to the airport. Look how it was.
Wow.
No one. Let me show you another picture. This is another one. No one over there.
Wow.
So Rosie, both hands aren't on the steering wheel?
My mother with the protection. Yeah, look at that. So anyway, so going to the airport, you don't have to worry about it. You can be there like in 10, 20 minutes.
Wow. That's like unheard of. We should appreciate that for as long as we could, because that's not going to happen.
Hey, Madam President, we should find Jim Beersley. He's falling asleep.
How do you know he's even supposed to wait?
That's no different than any other meeting.
I see him now. There he is.
I don't think Jim knows that he's muted. So he's talking.
I don't think he does either.
Oh, he's muted.
Sorry, Jim, we can't
Okay,
hear
I'm
you.
not
There you
muted
go.
anymore. I was texting my son Sean to tell him about the oldest bar in the world. Thank you, Kim.
United attention.
You guys want to see the text? There it is. One.
I think that's worthy of a fine, texting while in a meeting.
Oh, yeah, that probably is.
Hey, Ken, do you want to find them?
Hang on a second. Let me go find my trivia question file. I'll be right
Wait a
back.
minute. Ken, that's in the bathroom reader, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, Sean guessed it's some bar in England, the oldest bar in England. But he's not right, because I looked it up.
Ireland.
Okay, it's going to be a while for Kenny. He's a little slow.
You know, it's just like Jim. He does nothing but talks a lot. You know, Jim, you're lucky that I don't have any more questions. And besides, you wouldn't remember what I asked you.
Well, I remember the last one. You know when, Ken, this is a good question for you. Do you know when Sean's bar was created? Started in
Hold on. Hold on a second. I can tell you.
Wait,
I think we already.
Something BC.
Jim, I already said this, and that's like I said. You need to remember. Here we go. Sean's bar dates back to 900 BCE, and is believed to be one of the oldest pubs in the world.
Well, Wikipedia says 900 AD, so obviously you're wrong.
Yeah, that's like 1,800 years off.
Yeah, only 1,800 years off there, buddy.
What's 100 years?
Put a
Yeah, but
couple
I
of
think
thousand years
I'm
amongst
so
that.
sorry you were able to attend.
Is it 1,801 years because of the 0 year? Obviously. I don't know. Maybe that's not obvious, huh?
Thank you, Jim, for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Does anybody have anything else that they wanted to share?
Well, as a reminder, this meeting was recorded. If I can figure out how to share it with everybody, Zoom usually, I can send you the link. And then if you can, like any other video, you can fast forward. You don't, if there's some very specific thing you want to hear what somebody said, or those that are not on the meeting today, they can look at it. So I'll post that as soon as I can.
Hey, I have a question. How do you get out of this thing?
Down at the right-hand corner, exit meeting. And don't worry about it. I will
Jesus,
do
that
it.
may be on the rest of my day here.
It could be.
It's the Matrix now.
I'm the host. When I end the meeting, it's going to go.
Oh, thank
Bill,
God.
Bill, just pull the plug.
Highlights a meeting.
There's no plug to pull here. This is bad.
Bill, just keep the video off, Bill. That's all we
Not
care
over
about.
until the president says it's over.
Okay, Joanna,
Yes.
you need to come up with a plan to have the raffle.
Yeah.
That.
I know. I don't know how we're going to do the raffle. I
Well,
mean,
that's going to be a little brain teaser for you.
yeah. Okay. I'll figure out something for next week then. We'll get that going. All right. It's going to have to be tough because the raffle now is up to, how much was it? Oh, I don't even have it on here. Oh, $400. $400. So, okay. So we'll figure that out for next week.
We'll probably have to Venmo our money in.
Oh, there you
That'll
go.
be something new to teach us.
I know. Something more for us to learn. All right. Well, meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Wait, before you
See
go,
you guys. Have a good
before
day.
you go, I want you guys to
All right,
see
have a
the
good day.
bell. Here's
What?
the bell.
Oh, it's empty.
There's the bell. It serves as
Nothing
my
wrong
wine
with that
glass.
bell.
How appropriate, an empty wine glass.
You can't see me here. This is.
It was full when the meeting started.
Yeah.
Gets
It
better and
was.
better.
Good job, Joanna.
Good job.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
I can still hear you.
I still can't see you.
Bob, hang up.
Bye, it's over.